coming to you live on your chin. Oh, kid. Oh. This is the Going Deep Show.
Yikes. Fighting for the powers of evil because good is dumb. This is the Going Deep Show. Hi. It's me, the goddamn kid, along with
El Presidente.
El Prez. How's everything going, man?
Hey, successful Cinco de Mayo.
Oh yes, it's been a good couple of weeks here. I've had a lot of fun. If you want to have fun with us, you should email us, okay? Studio Going Deep Show. Email. Do it. Burpee. We can't be professional here, okay? Before we began this show, we were starting to talk about podcasting and comedy and all these things, and I don't know. I have all these mixed feelings about. I love when people make me laugh. We were watching this roast and stuff, and I love that. There's something about that. But I read a story this morning. It kind of was interesting to hear. It was Seinfeld and Howard Stern. Ooh. Supposedly, there's this little snafu-wooey going on between the two of these motherfucks. Seinfeld has to apologize to Howard about saying he's not funny. Okay, now listen to me. I'm going to tell you this right now.
Seinfeld was just on SNL this last Saturday because of his new Frosted Netflix movie that takes place in Battle Creek about
Kellogg's.
The Pop-Tart. And it's got a who's who of different comedians in there, and it is fucking funny.
Here's the thing about
especially if you're a little high.
The thing about being funny is there's some people that think certain things are funny, certain people think other things are funny. It's so subjective to say whatever that is. Now Jerry's a master at this because he doesn't really cuss, doesn't really swear, doesn't really push the edge that way. Sometimes when you're fucking swearing and cussing and saying ass and shit and pussy and cock and sucking and fucking dicks and shit,
like Kevin Hart,
it gets a little. Don't get me wrong, people who do it right and sit down and write those jokes and do those things right, that's fucking genius. But on a level where you got to be funny without those things, that's a whole nother level. Brian Regan does this really well too. That motherfucker makes me laugh like crazy every time I hear him. So let's be honest. Right now we live in a time when everyone's so butthurt and sensitive about everything everybody says. I love when we can push it. So Jerry stayed in the middle of the road sometimes. It's clever. The way that they did that stuff back in the 80s and 90s with the whole masturbation stuff and the whole... there's still sexiness involved in what they're doing, but they're doing it in such a way that kind of skates under the radar a little bit. If you go back to those episodes, what has people said about Seinfeld's show is that these four motherfuckers are like the meanest fuckers ever. They just judge everybody the whole fucking show, and that's kind of at the end, that's what they... Yeah, it's kind of what it was all about, and I think that's great. And so, I love Seinfeld. I love Stern, probably because they're both on polar opposite ends of the game. Stern back in the '90s and the '80s was a fucking maniac.
Oh yeah, so he was fuel driven a lot.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. And he didn't give a shit about celebrities at the point. Now he's a fucking ass kissing Jay Leno wannabe. Now, don't get me wrong, I still listen to every word he says because there's something clever about the way he does things, and I study it. We let's be honest, okay. 90% of people podcasting because of what Stern did back in those times.
Oh yeah,
I try to stay true to what that was, and it was. I can listen to the regular radio all fucking day. Here's the news. Here's the weather. Here's the commercials. Here's the fucking bullshit. Here's the crappy song that I got to play on loop every fucking 10 minutes. Okay, yeah, that's great. Well, I listen to podcasting, so I don't got to hear that fucking shit. Okay.
Well, they all started on radio. I mean, Stern started on radio, Anthony and Opie and Anthony and all these other guys that were trying to mimic him as well. And you also have classic comedians like Seinfeld that are Ray Romano, Brad Garrett, and those guys that have done TV and stand-up. And there's always been that line before Bill Cosby got in all his fucking trouble.
Oh man, I like Cosby now. He's knocking people out to fuck him. Come on now.
But they were like that kind of line of code of comedy versus the Richard Pryor and everything else. And even we're talking about the roast real quickly there.
Yeah.
It would have been better if Chappelle would have hosted because they all went and saw Chappelle later on after that roast at one of the comedy clubs, and they were just laughed more at him than Hart.
I don't know about any of that, but I think to have them do the roast that way and make it real and raw and stuff like that and do it live, that's
live
the biggest thing, man. It's like, holy shit, they're doing this fucking live. It's great. So let's be honest. They're all little court jesters. Make me laugh, motherfucker. Entertain me. And
reading prompter. They went off script a little bit there, but you could see where they're reading.
But the genius of that is the prep work and to do it so it appears to be so off the cuff. And that's the thing. Like when we come in here, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to say. I could say the most dastardly thing ever, and it could fuck with people's brains. So I've had people who've been involved in my life, and they're like, I listened to the show and I couldn't stop. I was so fucking all day thinking about it. Cry. You know, it's like, I'm like, just shut the fuck up. I don't even know what the fuck I'm going to say when I'm going to say it. So I've had past girlfriends. Oh, I love coming in and doing the show. It's great. And they fucking go back and listen to it. They're like, oh my God, you fucking ruined me for the rest of my life.
Sound like that? Oh my God.
Stupid cunt. Yes, you do.
Well, and you were telling me that story last night about, the chick that nobody else fucking knew what was being talked about except for her. And she was making her panties in a bunch and bigger deal out of the nothing else.
This has happened to people that I've been in relationships with. It's also been with people who've come in for a split second that I couldn't even tell you what their names were. But in the long run, Seinfeld and Howie were fighting, and now they're not fighting. Celebrity fights to me are the worst fucking things. I don't give a shit about celebrity fights, but bringing up two like almost heroes of that world makes it interesting, and that's of course why the headline did it.
My kid was funny the other day. He's like, Dad, do you know about Drake and Kendrick Lamar? Do you know there's a going on over the weekend? I'm
what?
Like,
you gotta be kidding me.
I'm like, wait a minute, my kid's telling me about shit now. Then he plays me the song by Kendrick Lamar, and I'm like, wow.
Wait, so they're
There's
having
a beef.
There's beef. They're doing a battle rap. They're rap battling. Oh my God! When are they going to start break-offing?
Drake is supposedly a pedophile and grooming and all this fucking shit that's going on.
What you're telling me, this is like a real life Zoolander, is what you're saying. These motherfuckers going to have a dance off and shit, right?
And then they took somebody in Biden administration thought it'd be clever to do a little video to make him look cool with the lyrics from the Kendrick Lamar song with Trump. And it's like, all right, that's going to lose votes from that.
I find it very odd right now that we're into May and the election's how many months away? It's not very many.
Yeah.
I'm not watching regular TV. I'm not looking at any Facebook bullshit. I'm completely fucking out of the loop. I don't give a shit. It's like, I could fucking care. The fact that they're even like really, it's between Trump and this fucking dipshit. Trump is on fucking trial for fucking covering up a porn star sucking his fucking mushroom tip, and we gotta fucking, this is the guy you're gonna vote for. It's like, what the fuck are you thinking, people? Are you fucking retarded? It's between one guy who's gonna die in the next breath and the next guy who can't even fucking keep his dick out of some fucking porn star's mouth. It's like, you fucking retarded.
And then there's the third guy, which is a Kennedy that had brain worms and something else, mercury poisoning.
He was on fucking Bill Maher, and he's like,
he's a big
it's like a fucking Star Wars character. You gotta fucking listen to this fucking shit. What in the fuck is going on in this world? Like, okay, anyway, I gotta talk about something different. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay,
on to the next episode.
This week, the Detroit Tigres, the Tigers, released their City Connect uniforms. Now, I was pleasantly surprised that they didn't dress them up like clowns, like the goddamn San Diego Padres. Can you imagine being the San Diego Padres and having to wear the shit that they're wearing? Where the fuck did this thing go?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so the Padres, when they came out with theirs, they must have been joking. They must have thought that somebody was making a joke on them. Because if you need to go look this up, everybody. These Padres uniforms that they came out a couple years ago, they straight up look like fucking fairies running around the field. Now, don't get me wrong, fairies should run around fields, just not baseball fields. Okay, they can run on any fields they want. I don't give a shit what fields they run in, just as long as they're not running around looking like fucking clowns out there playing baseball.
Oh wow, I didn't see the Tampa Bay ones. I mean, that Mets isn't bad, but still, why do they fucking do this shit other than for the money?
It's money. And don't get me wrong, I'm a designer. I'm anxious to see him. I love seeing.
What the fuck is that on Pittsburgh? I mean,
right. But so I don't know why I was firing through these, but he's just focused on the Tigers ones. So Tigers have all these subtle cues. I was glad that they didn't fucking clown them up, but again, it's all based on money. And here's the thing. I don't like. Well, I think this is the marketing department. I'm gonna guess over the past 8 to 10 years in the MLB. Okay, guess what they're trying to do more. We need to have more diversity. We need to have more girls in. We need more women to come into the thing. And what do women like to do?
they like to get all fancy and dress up and stuff. Come on, let's get all fancy. Make sure we do some fancy stuff and we put fancy things on things, and things need to have all sorts of extra fucking meaning and shit.
Like, don't give me...
Guys are still wearing their damn shirt they have from high school.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's got a hole
so
in
I want to know the statistics.
A wing stain.
If there's a sport that's going to know these statistics, I want to know how much more women are involved in making these fucking decisions. Because that's the thing. That's the key to this entire fucking thing. We want to make more money. We need more money. Because that's what women like. Women like the money. Don't get me wrong. I'm a greedy motherfucker sometimes. Not all the time.
You know
but
what?
Girls like money. Girls like to have their fancy things. So I'm going to bet you that over the course of the last 15 years, more females are on these staffs of people making these decisions. So we have all these fancy little things now. Just look at the NFL when they're dressed like fucking girls all fucking October. Okay? We got our cute little pinky things. We got to have our cute pinky things.
Well,
come on. Taylor Swift. TaylorSwift.com. NFL, Taylor Swift, NFL, Taylor Swift.
Okay, these fucking bullshit things. I'm telling you, man. Why do women? You don't see guys creeping over to the WNBA being like, "Hey, we need some more manly shit in the WNBA. Where's our fucking manly things in the WNBA?" No. What the fuck is going on with all this shit with these fancy little girly things coming on into all the sports, all the dudes shit? Okay, now in order to back myself up on this, read this headline. Read this headline for me, big guy.
Well, that's been going on for a while now. Not just...
Read the headline.
I know. Aaron Andrews gear for female sports fans, including Taylor Swift, is changing. But
it's changed, literally.
But Alyssa Milano's been doing it way back from like the last 15 years or so.
But if you go back and look at that, those were sexy shit, and they didn't change the uniforms. They didn't change the uniforms. No uniforms would change. In fact, they put the fucking hot chicks in the uniforms that are on the field, and they look fucking great.
Sexier than the girl in your T-shirt.
Right. I get it, man. And I love, and I'm a guy who loves the eye black.
Or your hoodie.
I love the eye black. I love the eye black on girls. You know, when the girls wear the eye black, that's fucking hot shit. But again, this fucking pussification of sports. I'm telling you, man. Okay. At some point, people are going to get fed up with it. They're just going to get fed up with it. At least guys are. And guess what? Guess what your demographic is? It's not a bunch of women who are going to get... Yes, some girls like the sport, but you go talk to our blonde friend that we were hanging out with last night, okay?
Yeah.
Why does she watch the sport? She's not checking out the stats. She doesn't know who the fucking guys are. Ooh, he's hot. Ooh, he's
Check
hot.
out his package and his
He's
buns.
hot. He's so hot.
It's like, oh yeah, what's his ERA right now? How many wins has he got? No, you don't know fucking shit about fucking shit, okay? I mean,
Ooh, he's hot. Ooh, he's hot.
this is the future of sports right now, okay? Bunch of dudes with their balls taken off. That's what it is.
So,
okay?
in other words, what I hear you saying is somebody's wife, somebody in the Major League Baseball, hey, honey, this is a great idea. Let's come out with this uniform.
No, I'm saying
nope, all right.
I'm saying the teams and the organizations are hiring those people in there who are making the decision in the front office. The front office is bringing in marketing people, which they have to have, of course.
But you can't totally blame women on this. It could be some fag. And sorry.
Woo! I didn't say it. I was just thinking it. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the fag probably picked out the ones in San Diego. I'll tell you that right now.
Or he might be somebody transgender who identified to you before as male.
See, this is the problem with this whole thing. I think they're gonna.
It's gotten a little blown out.
That's who they should hire, though. Bunch of tranny dudes. Because they still can be a man and a woman. They can associate it that way. I'm on board. You finally found a reason for a tranny.
Back in the day where you'd have the one closeted gay friend that nobody knew about, you could go work out, hang out at the bar with, and everything else. Never brought it up.
I thought that was Red Eye.
You kind of knew they were sucking dick and taking it out the ass, but it was never talked about.
That's definitely
and
Red
everybody
Eye.
was cool. I had one of my friends that used to hang out, go to the gym with all the time, and then finally he came out. It's like, we fucking knew anyway.
I rember this story. Yes, you talked about it, and then
still not going there. But
the thing about that is, if I remember this correctly, other people kind of knew. That this person thinking that they didn't know.
Yeah.
And then when it was revealed that it was, everyone else around them has to change. When no, I'm sorry, you didn't, right? It's like, come on, give me a break. If I call you a name for fucking 30 years, I'm probably it's gonna be embedded in there a little bit.
Yeah.
Even if you want me to call you a chief. So yeah.
Yeah. No,
anyway, here's the bottom line. Dude. Here's the bottom line on all this, okay?
Yeah.
The Tigers were the success. You guys didn't appall me with your design on the City Connect uniforms. I thought they were okay. I thought they were pretty good.
Yeah, with the Motor City across, it almost looks like the Pistons, too. So
Yeah. In fact, there's one thing I did think that was missing that they could have done. Just an orange pinstripe through the tracks or the tiger stripes up the legs. That's the only thing I could have thought that they could have added.
Yeah, the two different blues and everything like that, the way they are. I saw one hoodie that it was navy blue, had Motor City across without the other blue, lighter blue going through it. Mm-hmm. I'm like, when that gets marked down on clearance, I'd probably snag it,
Yeah. Yeah, so, but I was afraid they were going to dress them up more like softball players, more like San Diego Padres. Success. We didn't do it. Okay, before you came in here, I just want to switch gears just for a second. You were mentioning Survivor. Have you ever watched the show Naked and Afraid?
Yes.
There was a blonde. Totally. There was a blonde on that show. Do you remember? Did you watch the season with this blonde? She was from Michigan.
I mean, it's been years since I've seen it, back when it first started out, and it's a great concept. I mean, that is more, and a lot of dudes would tap out too. Women were surviving way more on that show than the guys.
There is a woman who I don't know what her Insta handle is, but she is one of the most attractive females I've ever seen, who lives in Michigan. I think she lives up north somewhere, but she was on that show. And her Instagram is fucking amazing. She rides bikes and she sells this knife shit, does a bunch of fucking outdoor crap. She's fucking gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous, man. I'll show it to you. For those of you who need to know what that name is, you're going to have to go to the website or some shit where I'm going to post it up there or listen to a future episode where I find it. So, but yeah, beautiful fucking girl. So, I want to talk to you about something. You're going to be interested in this, and we're going to tease it into the next episode.
Sure.
Over the weekend, I went to a wedding. Yeah. Was introduced to some younger people. Mm-hmm. And I want to know if you what's the youngest age of a friend, not a person you're interested in a relationship, but just as friends. Like, who are your youngest people that you hang out with, that you do stuff? I have some that are brought into this podcast on a regular basis that are in their mid to late 20s. Mm-hmm. And that's, to me, but friends, right? You know, so like this is something that we're going to I think we're going to bring up in the next episode here coming up, because we only got like 2.5 minutes left in here in this one. But like, just to kind of like get that stewing a little bit and figuring stuff out.
It changes too, because over the years, you know, different people at different times that are younger, that you meet, you mentor, you know, figure out you got some weird connection, you know, and it's nothing more than, you know, being a gal pal, you know, they are to you.
The hardest part about dealing with anybody younger is the fact that they're way more attractive because they're just younger. I mean, what's half the battle of being hot, being young, and being thin and skinny and hot? Just, you know what I mean? Gorgeous. If you're in your 20s, even a 20-year-old 6 is better than a 40-year-old 6.
Well, let's face it, when we were in our 20s. I mean,
well, technically, I don't know. I look at myself now compared to when I was in my 20s. I would pick myself now as far as looks go.
Oh, shit. I was 195 and anyway.
No, but if you saw photos of me when I was 20 years younger, I'd prefer myself now to that, for sure, 100%.
All right.
I get way more attention now than I have ever gotten in my 20s.
Mm-hmm. You figured it out. You cracked the code of your own style.
Well, we talked about a lot of shit in that one. What the fuck?
I might have to burn one after this. No, that's too early. No way can be.
He just got hammer timed here on the show, and he's got to get a fucking smoke in. We can take a little smoke break. Got about a couple minutes here before we can start fire up another one. Do you have any final words for the whole fans and friends out there? We hit it all on that.
I actually do. Don't forget, it's Mother's Day this Sunday, so love your mother.
Shit, I gotta figure out how to get her.
My son's like, I want to just get Mom some flowers and a teddy bear. I'm like, easy. We'll do that.
That's just. I will lean towards photos of children and grandchildren, or doing something that out of the ordinary. There's been one thing that I've been needing to do is get my grandfather's voice off of a tape this week. So I think this weekend when I go over there, I'm going to bring her something, but also make this weekend that I do that. That could be something special there.
That would be cool.
Yep. So. I'm the kid. This is Going Deep Show. Hit the GDS.com. Listen to the stream, the P stream at 8hol.com. And, enjoy the randomness of that stream, that P stream all over your face. For the rest of the crew here, I'm the kid. Thank you for tuning in. This is the Going Deep Show. Ciao. To the next one.